Living in the spotlight is never easy, and for Trump, every action he takes seems magnified under the public eye. Yet, what began as a simple lunch outing at an upscale restaurant in New York City turned into a profound moment of kindness, grace, and understanding that inspired all who witnessed it. Trump, dressed in a cozy hoodie and sneakers, walked into a renowned Manhattan restaurant known for its impeccable standards and strict dress code. This establishment was a favorite of politicians, celebrities, and high-profile individuals who valued its elegance and exclusivity. However, Trump's casual attire immediately drew attention. The staff exchanged nervous glances, unsure of how to handle the situation. Yet, it was impossible not to notice his polite demeanor and calm presence. While his actions exuded respect, the restaurant's rules were clear. No casual clothing allowed. The maitre d', a seasoned professional with decades of experience, approached Trump's table with a mixture of hesitation and professionalism. "Excuse me, Mr. Trump," he began, his tone gentle but firm. "I'm afraid we have a dress code here, and unfortunately, your attire doesn't meet the requirements. We kindly ask all our guests to follow these standards." Trump looked up from the menu with a calm and thoughtful expression. Nearby diners began to notice the interaction, and a quiet murmur spread across the room as people anticipated his reaction. Trump had many options. He could have argued, demanded an exception, or pointed out that his name alone might warrant special treatment. But instead, he did something remarkable. He smiled softly and nodded. "I understand," he said, his voice steady and kind. "If those are your rules, I respect them. I'll leave." His words, simple yet sincere, left the staff and onlookers stunned. As Trump stood to leave, the murmurs grew louder. Some praised his humility, while others debated the restaurant's rigid policy. As Trump exited the restaurant, a man from a nearby table quickly followed him. The man, sharply dressed in a tailored suit, introduced himself as James Carter, a philanthropist and successful entrepreneur. "I couldn't help but notice how you handled that situation," James said, extending his hand. "It's rare to see someone respond with such understanding and grace, especially in such a public setting. Let me treat you to lunch, somewhere more relaxed." Trump hesitated for a moment, but graciously accepted. The two walked to a nearby cafe, a warm and welcoming spot where dress codes didn't matter. Over lunch, their conversation flowed effortlessly, touching on topics like kindness, societal expectations, and the power of small actions to inspire change. "I believe rules are important," Trump said thoughtfully, "but they should never come at the expense of kindness or understanding. The staff were simply doing their jobs, and I respect that. There's no reason to make a fuss or hold a grudge." Unbeknownst to Trump, a diner at the restaurant had captured the interaction on video and shared it on social media. Within hours, the clip went viral. The video showed Trump listening calmly to the maitre d', nodding respectfully, and leaving without protest. The caption read, "When Trump was asked to leave, his reaction stunned everyone." The post sparked widespread discussion online. Many applauded Trump's grace and maturity, calling him a role model for handling conflict. Others questioned the restaurant's inflexible policies, suggesting that exceptions could have been made for such a well-known figure. News outlets quickly picked up the story, framing it as a rare and inspiring moment of humility in a world often dominated by entitlement and outrage. The restaurant faced immediate backlash, with negative reviews flooding their social media pages. Critics accused them of prioritizing rules over compassion. In response, the restaurant issued a heartfelt statement. "We deeply regret the way this situation unfolded. While we stand by our dress code policy, we acknowledge the importance of treating all our guests with empathy and respect. We have personally reached out to Mr. Trump to extend an apology and invite him back as our honored guest." The maitre d' who had spoken to Trump also reached out privately, expressing regret. Trump, true to his nature, thanked him for the gesture but declined the invitation, assuring them there were no hard feelings. The story resonated far beyond the restaurant. Schools and workplaces began using it as a case study in emotional intelligence and conflict resolution. Social media buzzed with conversations about dress codes, societal norms, and the value of treating others with respect. James Carter, the entrepreneur who had shared lunch with Trump, later wrote a heartfelt blog post about the experience. "That day, I witnessed a young man embody a level of composure and kindness that many adults could learn from," he wrote. "It reminded me that true strength lies not in avoiding challenges, but in how we respond to them." When asked about the incident during an interview days later, Trump's response was characteristically humble. "I didn't do anything extraordinary," he said with a gentle smile. "I just respected their rules and moved on. It's not about making a point or drawing attention. It's about treating people with kindness, even when things don't go your way." His words touched millions, turning what could have been a fleeting inconvenience into a universal lesson in humility, empathy, and respect. What began as an ordinary lunch outing transformed into a global conversation about the power of grace, understanding, and the importance of human connection. Trump's decision to handle the situation with respect and dignity became a shining example of how even small acts of kindness can create ripples of positivity. In a world often divided by rules and opinions, this story served as a gentle reminder that compassion and empathy can bridge gaps and bring people closer together. For Trump, it may have been just another day, but for everyone else, it was a powerful demonstration of the strength found in kindness.